What's up, Opie? Do you people make big money doing radio anymore? Not really. Not really. There's no real money in radio anymore. Look, you got a handful of people that are still doing okay, but no, man, not really. I mean, think about it. I don't know where you're from, but the radio go. What's going on, brother? But they're even shutting down rock stations in pretty much every big city now because they just can't make money at it. So if they can't make money on the advertising and whatnot, then they're not going to pay their people that much. You know, this, like I said, there's probably a handful of guys that do all right. You probably know some of the players, but in general, there's not much money left in radio at all. It's sad. And, you know, we've gone over this over the years, but radio did it to themselves. They were the only game in town. I remember they saw new media coming, and they just didn't give a shit. I remember when internet radio hit, they're like, who cares? It's the internet. You can't make money off the internet. That's what someone actually told me who was a real big deal in the radio world. And then after that, satellite radio came along. Like, it's satellite. They can't really compete with us. So they start taking advertising on regular radio for satellite radio, turning everybody onto satellite radio. And then I don't. My point is, I know people make fun of me for saying this, but and that's fine. But I've been doing this since I was literally 18 years old. This is all I know. There's been times in the last 5 years, let's say, that I've thought about doing other things. I don't really know what else to do. I really don't. Maybe start a small business or something. I don't know. But my point is, I've been doing this for such a long time, and I don't know what it is with traditional radio, but they let everybody, they let new media, they let all sorts of competition come and just stomp on their heads. Like I said, in the heyday of my career and stuff, there was something called we're printing money. They couldn't make more money. Everybody wanted to advertise on the big shows like Opie and Anthony, Howard Stern, Don and Mike, Ron and Fez. It goes on and on. You can name the other people. I don't feel like naming them. And you know, there was a waiting list, a waiting list of clients. How do we get on Opie and Anthony? Well, we might be able to squeeze. Like, it was unbelievable. And then all this new media came around, and all radio had to do was adjust. All they had to do is put a foothold in internet radio early on, put a foothold in satellite radio, or make sure you don't help them. There was also a time like regular radio could have got involved with satellite radio, and they're like, let them do their own thing. To think that satellite radio would be, I mean, way bigger than regular radio is insane. It's insane because radio had such a head start. And now they're doing it again with like podcasting. There was a time, now it's happening to satellite radio. There was a time that satellite radio was king, and all these podcasters were starting out. We don't need them. And now they're trying to play catch up, and they're trying to grab some of these podcasters for satellite radio. So it's to answer your question, I know I went the long way on that one. Now there's literally no money left in regular radio, especially. Trust me, I've had my offers, and it's mind-boggling what they're willing to pay at this point. And they plead with you like, this is all we got. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I know what it takes to put a high profile show on the air, and it's you know, you guys might think it's easy and fun, but there's a lot to it, and you want to be paid for that. So instead, I turn this on, and like today, make zero money, but I get a bunch of likes, might get a few of you to download an episode of a podcast or something, and that's it. That's all you can expect these days.